I'm going to tell you a story, but the first thing you have to understand is time doesn't work the way you think it does. You can call me Oracle because I'm the one who's talking to you. Welcome to the cult. No, not my Ombi, not that kind of cult. Not my Ombi still saying its idiocy of the CM words. Because it thinks it's so... This idiot, not my Ombi, actually thinks that it's freaking omnipotent because it refuses to stop saying those two words out of my mouth. Which isn't anything but the dumbest thing that not my Ombi shouldn't still think, but still does, because it's too stupid to stop. All right. The Kama Sutra. That is definitely not the false mommy dearists Kama Sutra. Chapter 4. About the business of the go-between. If a woman has manifested her love or desire of its hands or motions or body and is afterwards rarely or never seen anywhere, or a woman has met for the first time, the man should get a go-between to approach her. Now the go-between, having wielded herself in the confidence of a woman, can correlate to her disposition to try to make her hate or despise her husband by holding artful conversations with her, by telling her about medicines for getting children, by talking to her about other people, by tales of various kinds, by stories of the wives of other men, by praising her beauty, wisdom, generosity, and good nature, and then by saying to her, "It's indeed a pity that you, who are so excellent a woman in every way, should be possessed of a husband of this kind. Beautiful lady, he is not even to serve you." The go-between should further talk to the woman about the weakness of the passion of her husband, his jealousy, his roguery, his ingratitude, his aversion to enjoyments, his dullness, his meanness, and all other faults that he may have, and with which she may be well acquainted. She should particularly harp upon that fault or that failing by which the wife may appear to be most affected. If the wife be a dear woman and the husband a hare man, then there should be no fault in that direction. But in the event of his being a hare man and she a mere woman or an elfin woman, then this fault should be pointed out to her. Gonikaputra is of the opinion that when is the first affair of the woman, or when her love has only been very secretly shown, the man should then secure and send to her a go-between, with whom she may already be acquainted and with whom she confides. But to return to our subject, the go-between should tell the woman about the obedience and love of the man, and as her confidence and affection increase, she should explain that the thing to be accomplished in the following ways. Hear this, O beautiful lady, that this man, born of a good family, having seen you, has gone mad on your account. The poor young man, who is tender by nature, has never distressed in such a way before. It's highly probable he will succumb his present condition and experience the pains of death, as referenced in the previous chapter. And the woman listens with a favorable ear, and then on the following day, the go-between, having observed marks of good spirit in her face and her eyes, and in her manner of conversation, should gain converse with her on occasion. The subject man should tell her the stories of Ahalya and Indra of Sakuntala, and Dushanti, and such others as may be fitted for the occasion. She should also describe to her the strength of man, his talents, his skill, and his sports of enjoyment mentioned by Babravya, and his good looks and his liaison with some praiseworthy woman, no matter whether this last ever took place or not. In addition, this go-between should carefully note the behavior of the woman, which, if favorable, would be as follows. She would address her with the smiling look, would seat herself close beside her and ask her, "Where have you been? What have you been doing? Where did you dine? Where did you sleep? Where have you been sitting?" Moreover, the woman should meet the go-between in lonely places and tell her stories there, would yawn contemplatively, draw long breaths, give her presents, remember her on occasions, festivals, dismiss her with wish to see her again, and say to her jestingly, "Oh, well-speaking woman, why do you speak these bad words to me?" Would discourse on the sin of her union with a man, and would discourse on the sin of her union with a man, would not tell her about any previous visits or conversation that she may have had with him, but wished to be asked about these, and lastly would laugh at the man's desire, but would not reproach him in any way. Thus ends the behavior of the woman with the go-between. When the woman manifests her love in the manner above described, the go-between should increase it by bringing her love tokens from the man. But if the woman be not acquainted with the man personally, the go-between should win her over by extolling and praising his good qualities and by telling her stories about his love for her. Here, Adalaka says that when a man or woman are not personally acquainted with each other and have not shown each other any signs of affection, the employment of go-between is useless. The followers of Babravya, on the other hand, affirm that even though they be personally unacquainted, but have shown each other signs of affection, therefore is an occasion for employment of go-between. Gunikaputra asserts that the go-between should be employed provided they are acquainted with each other, even though no signs of affection have passed between them. Bhattacharya, however, lays it down that even though they may not be personally acquainted with each other, and may not have shown shown each other any sense of affection, so they are both capable of placing confidence in a go-between. Now, the go-between should take the woman the presents, such as betel nuts and betel leaves, the perfumes, flowers, and the rings which the man may have given to her for the sake of the woman, and on these presents should be impressed the marks of the man's teeth, the nails, and other signs. On the cloth he may send her should draw saffron, both hands joined together as if in earnest entreaty. The go-between should also show to the woman ornamental beards of various kinds, cut in leaves, together with ear ornaments and chaplets made of flowers containing love letters expressive of the desires of the man, and she should cause her to send affectionate presents to the man in return. After they have kept mutually accepted each other's presents, then a meeting should be arranged between them on the faith of the go-between. The followers of Bhavravya say that this meeting should take place at the time of going to the temple of the deity, or on occasion of fairs, gardens, parties, theatrical performances, marriages, sacrifices, festivals, and funerals, as also at the time of going to the river to bathe or at other times of natural calamities, fear of robbers or hostile invasion of the country. Konakaputra is of the opinion, however, that these meetings had better be brought about in the abodes of female friends, medicants, astrologers, and aesthetics. The Vatsayana decides that the place is only well suited for the purposes which has proper means of ingress and egress, and where arrangements have been made to prevent any accidental occurrences, and when a man who has once entered the house can also leave at a proper time without any disagreeable encounter. Now, go-betweens are female messengers of the following different kinds. 1, the go-between who takes upon herself the whole burden of business. 2, a go-between who does only a limited part of the business. 3, a go-between who is a bearer of a letter only. 4, a go-between acting on her own account. 5, a go-between of an innocent young woman. 6, a wife serving as a go-between. 7, a mute go-between. 8, a go-between who acts the part of the wind. That's going to be the best one, I think. A woman who, having observed the mutual passion of a man and woman, brings them together and arranges it by the power of her own intellect, such as one is called a go-between who takes upon herself the whole burden of the business. The case, this this kind of go-between is chiefly employed when the man and the woman are already acquainted with each other and conversing together. And in such cases, she is sent not only by the man, as is always done in all other cases, but by the woman also. The above name is also given to a go-between who, perceiving that the man and the woman are suited to each other, tries to bring about a union between them, even though they may not be acquainted with each other. Matchmaking. It happens. 2, a go-between who, perceiving that some part of the affair is already done, or that the advances of the part of the man are already made, completes the rest of the business, called a go-between, and performs only a limited part of the business. 3, a go-between who simply carries messages between a man and woman who love each other, but who cannot frequently meet, is called the bearer of a letter or message. Love letters! Kamakugoda. Love paper. The man is also given to the name is also given to one who is sent by either of the lovers to acquaint either the one or the other with the time and place of their meeting. 4. A woman who goes herself to a man and tells him of her having enjoyed sexual union with him in a dream, expresses her anger at his wife having rebuked him for calling her by the name of her rival instead of by her own name, and gives him something bearing the marks of her teeth and nails, and informs him that she knew she was formerly desired by him, and asks him privately whether she or his wife is the best looking. Such a person is called a woman who was a go-between for herself. Now, such a woman should be met and interviewed by the man privately and in secret. Babe, I had a dream. We're meant to be together. We have to. We have to. We have to. Anyway. 5. A woman who has gained the confidence of an innocent young wife of any man and who has learned her secrets without exercising pressure on her mind and found out from her how her husband behaves to her. If this woman then teaches her the art of securing his favor and decorates her so as to show her love, and instructs her how and when to be angry or to pretend to be so. I guess that's fine if it's like a game or something, but like, don't pretend to be angry if you're not. That's silly to me, but anyway. And then, having herself made marks of the teeth and nails and teeth on the body of the young wife, gets the latter to send her husband to show these marks to him, and thus excite him for enjoyment. This is called the go-between of an innocent young woman. In such cases, a man should send replies to his wife to the same union. 6. When a man gets his wife to gain the confidence of a woman whom he wants to enjoy and to call on her and to take her to the wisdom of the ability of her husband, the wife is called a wife serving as a go-between. In this case, the feelings of the woman with regard to the man should also be made known through the wife. That happens a lot in poly circles in modern day. It just does. When But that's not an excuse to be unicorn hunting. Just saying. When any man sends a girl or female servant to any woman under some pretext or other, and places a letter in her bouquet of flowers, or in her ear, ornaments, or marks, or something else without her teeth and his nails, that girl or female servant is called a mute go-between. In this case, the man should expect or answer from the woman through the same person. A person who carries a message to a woman which has a double meaning, or which relates to some past transaction, or which is unintelligible to the other people, is called a go-between, who acts the part of the wind. A person who carries a message to a woman which has a double meaning, or which relates to some past transaction, or which is unintelligible to other people, is called a go-between, who acts the part of the wind. In this case, the reply should be made asked for through the same woman. Playing the part of the wind is a messenger for a coded message. What? I'll pee in your butt. Anyway, those ends the different kinds of go-betweens. That's me trying to act the part of the wind for myself. A female astrologer, a female servant, a female beggar, a female artist are well acquainted with the business of go-between, and very soon shall gain the confidence of other women. Any of them can raise enmity between two persons if she wishes to do so, or extol the loveliness of any woman that she wishes to praise, or describe the arts practiced by other women in sexual union. They can also speak highly of the love of man, of his skill in sexual enjoyment, or the desire of other women, more beautiful even than the woman they are addressing, for him, and explain the restraint under which they may be at home. Lastly, a go-between can, by the artfulness of her conversation, unite a woman with man, even though she may not have been thought of by her, or may have been considered beyond his aspirations. She can also bring back a man to a woman who, owing some cases or other, has separated himself from her. Even in the days of the Kama Sutra, some dudes just thought some ladies were out of his league. But sometimes they find out better. Thus ends the Kama Sutra, Part 5, Chapter 4. The part of the go-between. Thank you for watching. Please comment below. And please pardon that I'm still dealing with dumbass not my ombi saying it's idiocy because it thinks it's clever to talk about CM stuff over the Kama Sutra. Because the false ombi can't show respect for anything. It's just incapable of respect. Which is why it doesn't deserve any.